This is so awesome. We're inside of a rainforest in the middle of the Sonoran Desert in Arizona.
You've arrived.
In today's video, we're going to take you to Biosphere 2, named Biosphere 2 because planet Earth is the original biosphere. Biosphere 2 was used twice for its original intended purpose as a closed system experiment. In the early 90s, 8 scientists survived for 2 years inside of it with no external help. But now it serves as a way to test certain environmental conditions on a large scale and under extreme conditions rapidly to see how these changes will affect the Earth. It's basically a gigantic laboratory that's now owned by the University of Arizona.
So this morning, we're just outside of Tucson, Arizona, and we're going to visit Biosphere 2. And I can't help it but just have all the images of the movie Biodome flashing through my mind as we're walking through here. So we just got in and we're just starting the tour. And this is the view, this is the setting of where it's located. Pretty nice views.
So it took them 4 years to make this facility, and you can see all the domes behind me. And once they made it, the scientists were successfully in here for 2 years living self-sufficient. But there was a little sketchy part where they didn't tell the public that they needed to pump more oxygen in because the ratio to the humans versus the plants wasn't right, and the oxygen levels were too low inside. Behind us is the living quarters, so this is where all the scientists lived, ate. There's full-size kitchen, library at the very top of the dome, and did their research from here.
So from what we've learned so far inside the biosphere, they have a fully functioning rainforest, an experimental ocean, including a reef, designated farm area, living quarters, kitchen. It had pretty much everything they would need to live independently. So now we're gonna go inside and check it out.
Whoa! This is so cool. So this is the original orchard for when the scientists were in here. All the same trees. They got fig trees,
Coffee.
citrus,
Citrus.
lemon, grapefruit. You can see the lemons on there. So behind me is the rainforest section, and the scientists now are able to increase humidity, turn on the rain, turn off the rain, change temperatures, and basically manipulate the environment to see how this affects conditions so that they can do it in a laboratory setting before we see how that affects the earth. So the plants and trees are fully encapsulated in the building, and they actually need to be trimmed regularly, so they use the structure of the building in order to climb up to the top of it to do the trimming.
This experimental ocean is pretty neat. It's got simulated waves, it has a reef, and on the other side of this wall are the mangroves. So just like it would be in real life. It's 700,000 gallons. So off in the distance, you can see one of the lungs, which I believe is what they were using to balance the oxygen and carbon dioxide for the plants and people living in here. Behind me is one of the 2 lungs that helped with the air pressure control inside the biosphere during the 2-year experiment. And it's pretty interesting because they're made of a flexible rubber that can expand and contract based on volume of air, whether it was getting warmer and the pressure was increasing or colder and decreasing. Those allowed that natural progression to happen. Those lungs basically made sure that the windows didn't pop out from the changes in air pressure. Pretty neat engineering.
This is so cool. I didn't think Biosphere 2 was going to be as ridiculously awesome as it is. Having a science background, I'm very impressed with the fact that someone came up with the idea to have all of these ecosystems in a bubble and then throw 8 scientists for 2 years inside of this thing. It's definitely worth coming to see whether you're a scientist or not. Catalina mountain range. Yesterday we were looking for a shower and we stumbled upon Catalina State Park, which was on our way to Biosphere 2, and it has hiking and biking. So today we decided to take the biking trails because we haven't gotten the bikes out in a while.
So far, the 50-year trail is typical cross-country trail. It's a little sandy, a little gravelly, but it's actually quite technical because there's lots of rock garden sections all over the place, so you definitely have to pay attention to those. High consequence on both sides of the trail. You generally don't want to go off it or fall or screw up because chances are you're going to be landing on a cactus. So I'm going to do my best not to let that happen today because that doesn't look like fun. This is a good lesson in point fixation. What's more important, making it or running into a cactus?